Hello everyone. In the previous video, we've learned about what is physical weathering. For today's lesson, we shall cover what is chemical and biological weathering. So let us begin. Now, what is chemical weathering? From the word itself, chemical weathering meaning it's a breaking down of rocks because the chemical reaction. All right, so let's learn about the different types of chemical weathering. The first type of chemical weathering is known as oxidation. So from the word oxidation, you should be able to understand which chemical are we talking about. We're talking about the chemical oxygen. So what happens in this process? Please underline. In this process, the minerals present in the rock, they have a chemical reaction with oxygen. So this process, when minerals are present in the rock, they react with the chemical oxygen and they undergo disintegration or decomposition. That process is known as oxidation. And when one very good example is rusting of iron. I'm sure you've seen how irons rust and they turn into brown or reddish brown color. So that rusting is because of the minerals present in the rock. When they react with oxygen, that process is known as oxidation. The second type of chemical weathering is carbonation. So oxidation is the first type of weathering because of the reaction of minerals with oxygen. And second type is carbonation. Again, it's a reaction of minerals of the rock with which mineral? Carbon dioxide. So in this process, minerals of the rock come in contact with carbon dioxide and undergo chemical reaction. So this process of carbonation, meaning the minerals of the rock, when they react with carbon dioxide and undergo chemical reaction, that is what is known as carbonation. Like you can see in this picture how rainwater, when it rains, the rainwater dissolves the carbon dioxide and then they form what? Weak carbonic acid. So when the rainwater dissolves the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and they form weak carbonic acid. When this acidic rainfall falls on rocks such as limestone or chalk, which are rocks which contain calcium carbonate, these rocks, they react with this carbonic acid and then they form soluble salt. So this process of reaction, the minerals of the rock, when they react, come in contact with carbon dioxide, is known as carbonation. Third, the third type of chemical weathering is hydration. From the word itself, hydro means water. So this type of chemical reaction is something to do with water. So let's understand what happens in hydration. In this process, the minerals present in the rock absorb the water and expand. So the water starts entering the rock through pores and cracks and they start expanding. Therefore, ultimately, what happens? They develop stress in the rock, they develop crack in the rock, and ultimately the rocks are decomposed, they're broken down and decayed. So when the water enters through the crack, they expand and then they develop stress on the rock, and ultimately the rocks are decomposed. Hydration is, let's move to the next page. Hydration is a chemical process. For example, one example of hydration is olivine. Olivine gets converted to serpentine because of the reaction of water. Feldspar converts into kaolin because of the reaction of water. So these are few examples of how one rock, when they react with water, they break down, the water starts entering, they expand and they break down and forms another type of rock. So this process is known as your hydration because of the reaction of water. And the fourth being a solution. Solution is very similar to hydration because again here water is involved. So let's underline, this process is responsible for dissolution of soluble particles and minerals from rocks due to water. Here, this is a very popular process mostly in rocks which are porous like sedimentary rocks. However, they are affected more than igneous and metamorphic. So solution is again a process of breaking down or decomposition of rocks because of the reaction with water. But in solution, they are more popular in sedimentary rocks. Hydration can take place in all different forms of rock, but in solution, it is more popular in sedimentary rocks because sedimentary rocks are porous in nature. They have pores, they have cracks, so which can allow water to seep in more and then ultimately break down. So these are the four types of chemical weathering. Moving to the second category of and the third category of weathering, that's the last one, biological weathering. So biological weathering is the third type of weathering. The first was your physical or mechanical, the second was a chemical weathering, and the third being your biological. So from the word, it's a biological weathering. is something to do with biology, meaning plants, animals, and humans. So let's underline: weathering caused by any other organism is termed as biological weathering. It is termed as organic weathering also. So biological weathering is also termed as organic weathering. So let's learn about the different agents which help in the breaking down of rocks in biological weathering. The first being humans or man. So man or humans help in the weathering of rocks. How do we help? By deforestation, by cutting down trees. When we cut down trees, what happens? The soil starts losing the binding factor. The soil no longer can bind the soil which has rocks in it, and ultimately it can lead to breaking down. So this is how man helps in biological weathering, because of deforestation for building houses, roads, dams, and even from due to mining industrial, we lead to loosening of the rock. The soil loses down and ultimately leads to breaking down of rocks. The second agent responsible for biological is plant, which we've already covered when we learned about the negative factor of weathering, where we learned that when rocks have joints or cracks, so rainwater is stored in these joints or cracks. Roots of the small plant enter to they begin to enter to this joint in search of water and to seek support. As plants grow, the roots become thicker, and ultimately the joints become wider, and gradually the rocks break down. Like example here, rocks have cracks. If you can see, small plant starts growing. Now as these plants grow in size, the roots also become wider and these start to expand. When they expand through this crack, what happens? The rock starts breaking down. They start disintegration. All right, the disintegrate. So this is what is known as your biological weathering caused by plants. So you might get a question: role of plants in helping by weathering, role of humans in aiding weathering. So you have to know each role in detail. Moving to the third, role of animals. So what kind of animals, especially the burrowing animals such as rabbits, insects, and white ants, help in loosening the material below the earth's surface. So this is important, especially animals like burrowing animals. They start bringing large amount of material out of the surface, isn't it? I'm sure you've seen rabbit, how these, when they borrow large amount of materials, are brought out on the surface from within. This leads to weakening and rocks are exposed to various weathering process. So this is how animals lead to weathering also. So these are the three agents responsible for biological weathering: man, plants, and animals. And the last portion here is the connection between weathering and climate. Now, weathering meaning breaking down of rocks. Rocks can break down, and there are different ways in which rocks break down. If you remember when we learned about physical, rocks break down in block, like block disintegration. Rocks break down through what do you call, coming up in layers like exfoliation, sometimes frost because of the action of ice. So that is how weathering can differ from place to place, from climate to climate. Like for example, mechanical or physical are most active in hot arid regions, okay, whereas polar region mostly associated with frost action because of the action of ice. So this is how weathering and climate are associated. Polar region is important. What kind of weathering associate polar? It's mostly the frost action of frost shattering. Temperate has both chemical and frost action taking place. Hot deserts mostly your physical or mechanical, because physical weathering takes place mostly in areas which are warm. And the last, tropical region, again physical, chemicals both, and you have to learn your equatorial is only chemical weathering because of the reaction of chemicals. All right, so those are how weathering is related to climate. According to change in climate, weathering also changes. So thank you for watching.